Hi, I'm Charlie, and this is Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders. Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders is available both as a podcast, wherever you get great podcasts, and on video on our YouTube channel, Cooking Secrets for Men. So today I'm pleased to have as my guest, Neil Willenson. Neil?
How are you?
Good morning.
Good to be here. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Fun to be here.
So Neil is the president and CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Metro Milwaukee, and he has one of the most interesting and diverse backgrounds that we'll talk about it. You'll see what I mean by interesting and diverse. But
I'm exhausted.
Well, we'll start at the beginning, and then we'll move up to where we are today at Big Brothers. So you were born here in Milwaukee, moved out to Mequon, which is one of the northern suburbs here, and you became active in the community at a very early age, certainly much younger than most people. So talk about your formative years, your growing up years, and you're getting started working, doing community and civic activities.
I think I was privileged, just a typical sort of middle-class upbringing in Mequon, Wisconsin. Two-parent household, didn't really have a worry in the world, but I grew up in the time of 85, 86. I was a teenager, Live Aid was happening, and We Are the World.
Sure.
And it really resonated with me. So we did, a group of us got together, we did something we called Milwaukee Live. It didn't eradicate homelessness, but we did raise $8,000 as a group of high school kids using the power of music. We had rock concerts over the course of 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
And so that was sort of my introduction into kind of helping people, and it felt good, and it brought people together, and really taught me that young people can make a difference. And even today, in all the endeavors that I've helped lead or been a part of, young people are really a cornerstone of all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So at 17, you became the youngest ever candidate for the Wisconsin State Assembly.
I retired from politics. I'm done. Yeah, so I was, my mentor, we all had mentors, we're going to talk about it, was Ed Garvey, who was a U.S. Senate candidate, a wonderful man. He's since passed away, sadly.
Baseball?
He was in football.
Oh, football.
Football unions.
Players Association.
Yeah. Wonderful guy, Ed. And he took an interest in me and my sister. We were young campaign volunteers and took us on the road. So here I was like a 16, 17-year-old kid traveling to union halls, labor halls, speeches with a Senate candidate. I didn't really know how unique and special it was, but it motivated me. And in Mequon, there was a great young man, 26 years old, that was running unopposed as a Republican. I happen to be a Democrat. I'm not political anymore. Even to get my name on the ballot was tough because you have to be 18 to walk around with the nominating papers.
Right.
So my dad did that for me, and friends did that for me that had hit the 18 mark, and off we went. But it was a great campaign, and again, hundreds of young people registered to vote and got involved. And I retired from politics with my 30% of the vote that I earned, and that was it. I've never been political again.
30% for a Democrat in Mequon. That's pretty good.
Not too bad, yeah.
So you end up going to college at University of Wisconsin-Madison,
right,
studying filmmaking and communications arts. So was there a plan after graduating?
I really wanted to be an actor or TV producer. I saw the power of mass media with things like We Are the World. You know, you have a good idea, you have a cause. How do you get people interested in the cause? You do it through TV, film, radio, through communication,
Sure.
Podcasts like this. And my life changed profoundly in college, if we want to talk about it. But I was home around Labor Day weekend. I was a senior at UW-Madison, and I read an article in the News Graphic, which is our local Mequon paper, and it said AIDS hysteria in Mequon. Local parents fear for their children's safety, and it sounded like a monster was on the loose. And it was just a 5-year-old little boy that wanted to go to elementary school like any little boy.
Right.
And many years later, he's alive, he's well, he's almost 40 years old. Niall is a pastor at 2 churches, and he's just doing really, really well. But at the time, there was a lot of discrimination, a lot of hardship, and it motivated me to kind of get involved in his life and helping kids with AIDS.
So part of your background throughout, starting at an early age and continuing now, is that you're mostly dealing with helping children and children in need and children who have issues that need to be addressed. So you started Camp Heartland
Right.
many years ago. When I say many years ago, it was not many years ago for me.
Well, it's a whole nother world.
Right.
It's a few decades ago.
A few decades ago for me it was. So talk a little bit about Camp Heartland.
Yeah, so really Niall was that inspiration, that little boy, and I saw that the pain that he suffered was not from the disease. He's pretty healthy. He probably has not been sick a day in his life from living with HIV or AIDS. his pain came from human beings who were treating him poorly because of ignorance, because of misinformation. So we got together, a group of young people, and felt, well, where would a safe place be for kids? And it would be a summer camp. So we created what we called Camp Heartland Project. It was going to be a 1-week program for kids with AIDS. And the effect on the kids was so profound and so transformative, it turned into a national charity. And we raised, over the course of 20 years, about $50 million and served 6,000 kids.
That is one of the things that you were involved with. Also, Camp Hometown Heroes, which is a national summer camp for kids of fallen U.S. service members. So talk a little bit about that.
That one means so much to me. I was VP of Community Impact at Capco for a number of years, and have great respect for the team. My friend Zach is here, and Jim Kazmarek is a wonderful philanthropist. And so really under the wing of Capco, we created what was the first national summer camp for these kids. Only 1% of our nation serve, and the sacrifice is profound. You know, they do say freedom is not free, and for these children, they've made the ultimate sacrifice. They've lost a mother, father, brother, sister in service to this country. And so we brought them together for a week or two, a week of joy, a week of healing, a week of therapy from the grief that they've suffered.
It's a great camp, and it is a national organization now, correct?
It is, yeah. And Milwaukee-based, but national, yeah.
So I'm not sure for which endeavor, but in either 2008 or 2009, you were selected by GQ magazine as the local hero of the year.
It must have been slim pickings that year. No, that was fun. You know, and in the same vein, oh my gosh, I was
like those people 40 under 40, they got to pick somebody.
Yeah, there's one right there. I was a People magazine Bachelor of the Year, and my mom, you know, I've been privileged to be in the media a little bit here and there, but my mom screamed so loud. I was single at the time, but I was dating my lovely wife Audria. You know, I was dating, but it's been fun. But it's weird when a magazine calls and asks you questions, and you think it's about the cause and you're promoting the cause, and they say, well, here you're going to be in the Man of the Year issue. But it was a good time. I went to the party and got to hang out with Leo DiCaprio, so that was a core memory, I guess.
Well, we'll get to part of how that all kind of ties together in a minute. So in 2023, last year, you become president CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters, Metro Milwaukee. So talk a little bit about both the mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters and maybe make a pitch for some volunteers.
Yeah, mentorship works. It's proven. What I love about being the CEO of an organization like this, first, there's 230 chapters. In Milwaukee, in Waukesha, we're one of the largest, maybe 15 or 20 in the country. We serve about 1,500 children, mostly children facing adversity. And it has been proven time and time again that if you have a mentor, the course of your life is better. It could be a coach, it could be a parent, it could be a clergy, an aunt, uncle, a friend, or in our case, a big brother or sister, a volunteer who checks in on a child, who mentors a child. It makes a profound difference academically, with better grades, with mental health, and with healthy choices. 100% of the girls in our program did not get pregnant, including teens. 99% of the kids are outside the juvenile justice system. They're making good choices. And so for me, leading an organization that can match 1,000 volunteers a year with children, it's a greatest joy of my life.
And if someone wanted to get involved, I know there's a website and you can sign up and you have to be there's a background check, but you're always looking for volunteers and mentors.
We couldn't do what we do. We have a staff of 30 that make the matches, they do the background checks, they make sure the matches are safe and productive, they're running activities, they're educators doing some things in classrooms. But we couldn't do this program without more than 1,000 volunteers. And our growth trajectory is we hope to grow by 40% in the next 3 years, because Charlie, we have a waiting list of 600 youth who are waiting.
Wow.
And it's devastating what these youth face. These are mostly low-income children. 12% have an incarcerated parent. The vast majority are black and brown children living in poverty in Milwaukee and Waukesha. And we rely on people that are watching this. And if you're all over the world, there's Big Brothers Sisters chapters. So whether you're in Milwaukee or outside of Milwaukee, we just need good people to volunteer.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say you're the first guest that I've had that has a real IMDB page. I mean, I think anybody can have one, but you actually have credits. You have movies and TV and commercials and stuff. So I know that probably swings back to your days in college.
Yeah, I'm going to get you an IMDb page for this show. I'm going to sign you up.
Great, thank you very much. So talk just overview of some of the things you've done media-wise.
You know, for me, I never forgot my goal of being an actor and a producer, but I don't have any regret on the life that I've had. It's been just an absolute honor of my life to work with children, to work with thousands of good people around the country. But when I turned 50 a few years back, I said, you know what, it's time to maybe try to be an actor again, just even on the side. So I guess a highlight was I got to be in a commercial with Coach Matt LaFleur. I played his surgeon, and he interrupted my surgery. That was a fun one that got a lot of acclaim. And then I've just been, in the last couple of years, a couple of smaller movies, but they're on YouTube and Tubi and whatever else. So I continue to get a few parts. The ideal part for me is being on set for like 2 days or 3 days. I don't have the time to be seeking larger roles, but it's been a really good, fun hobby the last few years.
So you can literally say, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
I literally can. A couple of times. In a farmer, I got a versatile round face. So I play farmers, I play dads, I play husbands, I play chefs, you name it.
That's great. So that's why I was talking about that Neil has one of the most diverse and interesting backgrounds of any of the guests that we've had. No offense to Peter Fagan and some of the others that have really interesting.
Well, the mayor's pretty interesting too.
Yeah. So we call this Serious People with Serious Jobs. Having a little fun. So I'm going to give you an apron to put on, and why don't you tell us what we're making today?
We're going to make elevated grilled cheese. I have 2 kids. My daughter is 19. She's an opera singer. She's learning opera at university, and my son is a 16-year-old actor and basketball player. I must make 3 or 4 grilled cheese for these kids every single week. So we're going to elevate it a little bit.
So an actor, basketball player, does that mean he takes charges all the time? And
yes. Oh, exactly. The flops. Yeah. No, he's actually a better actor than me. So right. He has an agent and has done some national stuff, and I learned from him actually.
Wow. All right, so done a little prep work. Give us a minute to set up, and be right back.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here in the kitchen, and Neil, why don't you take it away?
You know, Julia Child said everything is better with butter, or you can never put too much butter, so I'm going to be generous with the butter on this great sourdough bread. And from making a lot of grilled cheese, I've experimented with my kids with different breads. Sourdough seems to do the best. It gets that great crisp, so lots of butter. We'll have enough, though, I think.
All right, and if we don't,
I do both sides.
Okay.
I do both sides.
All right, so we have some caramelized onions over here that we've put together, and here's our griddle.
This just elevates it a little bit with all of the
we're using
tomatoes, basil, everything else.
Pepper jack.
Yeah.
And then we've got some fresh heirloom tomatoes, a little basil, avocado, Dave's famous pickles.
That's going to be good.
And then we've got some olive oil and balsamic for our tomatoes. All right, so Neil is...
I'm going to throw one on there. You hear that? Oh, that sizzle. I like to cheese it that way. Some on each. Should I throw a couple more on?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
And feed the audience.
Must be hard to watch this. You want to eat it, right?
Well, that's part of why I do this.
Easy recipe.
You think I do it because I'm interested in what you guys have to say? No.
No, you just want to eat, right?
That's right. Someone's going to make me dinner or lunch. I'm here. No, I do this because of listen to what people do in the community. But
I'm going to butter up both sides on these ones.
The offshoot is you get to eat pretty well. So when do you put on the onions?
Well, I'm going to let the cheese melt just a bit more, but I think it's a good time, right in the middle there. You've already caramelized them, which was just salt and pepper, you said, right?
Yep. A little olive oil. So we're a little caramelized.
I'm going to go every other because we're going to merge these in a moment.
Okay. You want the cheese on?
Yeah, we need cheese on those.
Here, I'm helping.
You're a vegan.
I'm helping.
And then you're just going to have a bread sandwich. A little more.
It's me helping.
That's helping. Well, you did caramelize for me. All right, little onions on these. We don't want to overdo the bread, so I got to flip it at some point here.
All right, just spatula to your right. All righty.
I think we're ready for the merger here. I always try to match it. Ooh, see that? See it? Nice. I know. That's isn't that beautiful? Now we got to be careful here. It's gonna be hot, right? Yeah, it just grills so nicely.
All right,
look at that one. That one's beautiful. That one is beautiful. A few more onions.
See, that's me helping again.
You are helping. The bread is important, I gotta say. You gotta get a really nice bread for these. Oh, look at the butter. You got that nice sizzle. This is the best one, I think, up there. Okay, and then we get final onions on these.
All right, how we doing on moving it?
Probably that one there. Look at that. That's a nice crisp. These are going to be hard to eat because these are big sandwiches. These are like New York style. You think we're ready to take that one off?
Yeah, probably.
Sometimes I nuke it the final 30 seconds or so just to get the cheese melted.
Okay. Well, the bread will do a good job of that.
That's looking really nice. Couple more minutes.
We could say we can edit anything.
And then what about the avocados on the plate? You were thinking?
Yeah, because it'll melt in. Well, let's finish up the cheeses, and then we'll be right back to get the garnishes and accompaniments. All right, so I'm going to show Neil how to make a basil chiffonade, which is just fancy French word for ribbons. So Neil, once you grab 3 of the basil leaves and put them one on top of each other.
You can put this in a nice drink, basil.
Absolutely. And then roll them the point down all the way so it's nice and tight.
Even tighter, or is that good?
That's good, all the way through.
Okay.
And then you're going to take your knife and then cut on the edge just a little.
Like that?
Let's see what you got there. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Straight through?
Yep. And what you'll end up with is a bunch of little ribbons.
Do you want them even tighter than that?
No, let's just keep on go all the way through.
I don't have the great knife skills like Top Chef.
He's right across the street.
Oh, really?
Dan Jacobs. Yeah.
Dan. He should have won. They made it look like he was going to win.
All right, so we're going to put a little, got a tomato, so why don't you grab a little olive oil, just kind of float it on top. That's olive oil right there.
Right here?
Olive oil.
Olive oil? Oh, olive oil. And just float it right on top?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, so we get a little olive oil.
Yep.
And then maybe a little balsamic.
This might come out a little faster, right? Oh, yummy.
So a little drizzle.
Okay.
And then maybe a little salt and pepper. Actually, that's salt, pepper, garlic, onion.
And onion, all in one.
Yeah. So
nice. Ooh, this looks very good.
And then put your basil chiffonade on top. Just kind of drop it over and
just like a ribbon on each.
Like Julia Child would do. And we can make some more. So this is.
My ribbons kind of fell apart. But
that's okay. Yeah, So this is going to be a side, and then we have some avocado and Dave's famous pickles. Dave's famous. And then we're going to put these on our plate with our sandwiches, and then we'll be right back. You ready to eat these?
I'm totally ready to eat these.
All right, here we go. All right, we're back. So, Neil, tell us what we got here.
Look at this. I mean, this is an elevated grilled cheese, beautiful sourdough bread, nice crisp on there, pepper jack cheese. We've got the tomatoes with olive oil, balsamic vinegar. Tell me again what it's called. A basil chiffonade. Avocado and Dave's pickles.
And caramelized onions.
Caramelized onions in there as well. Yeah.
Do we need to cut the grilled cheeses?
I like to go. I like to do the triangle right down the sides there. It's better for the mouth. Fits in better.
Cut mine in half.
So I do the little triangle. Are we gonna eat it now?
I put a little avocado in mine, so we have avocado.
Oh, okay, I could do that. Yeah, I'll throw that in there.
Avocado, and then we've got a little.
I'm gonna eat the pickles separately.
Dave's famous.
Oh, those are good.
And I love Dave's famous.
Wow.
And then is our tomatoes, heirloom tomatoes. Thank you.
You know, for me, I'm not a tomato eater when it's got nothing on it, but with all of this, I love it.
Hard not to like. Alrighty, let's give her a taste. Audience, you'll get your turn in a minute.
It's good stuff. Easy. This is easy.
My wife is in the audience. She worries about me eating grilled cheese at 9:30 in the morning.
With a lot of butter. I like it.
Oh, I can need to take a bite, don't I? I got a big piece. Well, I mean, a big bread.
It's like a New York deli. Yeah, there's a sandwich at Elsa's I get that You can't put it in your mouth. It's so big. What do you think?
The bread is perfect.
Yeah, no, the sourdough bread is the way to go with grilled cheese.
Onions, caramelized.
I taste them. They're good.
I may have to slip the tomato in.
I'm gonna go back to that tomato right now. Now, where do you get these pickles? Are these readily available everywhere?
Dave's famous. Absolutely, yeah. National brand.
Good stuff. My son's at summer camp, or else I'd have him here eating grilled cheese with me.
The bread is just so soft and tender. It's not hard. It's not.
That's what I like about it.
The audience is choosing to ignore the quiet sign.
They're a rowdy bunch.
Yeah.
They want to eat this stuff.
So, I'm not going to take another bite quite yet. So, I am going to eat all of this, but thank you for coming.
Thanks for the opportunity to talk about mentorship and a little bit of acting and make some good food together.
Well, the community work to me is the most important thing. I pretend that the food is important. Well, it really is. But the work that you do in the community, and you have done almost your entire adult life, is to be commended. And there's not enough awards and accolades to take care of the people who really deal with our kids on a regular basis. And their job in life is to make kids' lives better. So thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you, and I salute our mentors, 1,000 of them. They make it possible, but thank you. Thanks for the warm words.
So I'm going to be off for a couple of weeks, heading up out of town up to Michigan. But Brian Price, you're going to be on the show in Michigan, so I'll see you there. Thanks so much for everyone's great support. Please like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for supporting Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders. Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders is brought to you by Cooking Secrets for Men, LLC, and was recorded in the 3rd Ward in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We feature and profile community leaders who are trying to make Milwaukee a better place. The tagline is, serious people with serious jobs having a little fun. Our guests choose the recipes that we use on the show. All of our podcasts are available on iTunes, Spotify, and wherever you get great podcasts. The original YouTube video for this episode is available on our YouTube channel, Cooking Secrets for Men, all rights reserved. Thanks, and see you next time on Cooking with Milwaukee Community Leaders.